Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another video here. We had some major carnage today in the cryptocurrency world. Both Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, kind of all the big names, just everything kind of down today. Really kind of bad day. So let's get into the charts and just see how bad the damage was. So basically, on the daily chart here for Bitcoin, we have basically pulled back from these upper three levels of support back to the long-term trend support. And, we kind of spiked through it and then came back up. So it definitely held. The long-term, trend support held, but we did spike through it, similar to kind of back here after the sell-off of hitting the all-time high. So the good news is, though, that this is at a higher level. We didn't collapse lower than this price back in here, about 2150. So trend lines are still rising. So still kind of a overall bullish market, but definitely a pullback. And I feel silly because I bought in at the purple line, and it just crashed through that. So I probably should have waited for this orange line. But you never know, because sometimes it just, it hits the purple and turns around. So for my investing right now, I'm just kind of getting into Bitcoin. I'm a little new to it, so I'm just trying to build a position, and I figured that this would be kind of a good entry, and I was expecting it to kind of bounce off that and head back up, but really pulled back yesterday and today. So and also another thing to note is I was watching it when the price was in this spike down here about 23.20, and I went over to Coinbase to try to make another purchase, and Coinbase was offline. So that's another factor that we have to deal with is, in timing some of these things, you get to a level where it's a good entry, and then you can't even, get into the exchange to make a buy. So it's like that. I don't know. They really have to work out some of the kinks, or like so many people are using it right now that, they just can't handle the volume. I don't know what the deal is, but that really needs to get fixed moving forward. But the good thing is the long-term trend held. So price action came back to here. Looks like we're slightly green on this new day. It's only been about 43 minutes in this candle for the new day. So hopefully we can make it back to this purple line, and I won't feel so silly about buying there. And maybe even get higher, like 2,700, and who knows, this might look like a kind of a good move. So definitely, I was watching the top of the cloud today. If it would have dropped more, there's a ton of support at the top of the cloud. So that's still something that I guess it could drift down here again, but we would have support at the top of the cloud to be able to catch this. And then, like I say, if we do get it close below the cloud, then we do have to watch out for the downside. Of course, I would love that. I would love if Bitcoin went down to $1,000, because I missed a lot of this move. So I would be buying a ton at these levels. But because the market is such a bullish upward move, I really think that if we did pull back to the cloud, that would probably be a great spot to enter, because if you're coming from the top side of the cloud and you hit the cloud, that's still bullish, and that's kind of the best spot to enter, because a lot of times it will just kind of ricochet off and continue back up. But some of these little resistances, it also kind of happens. But yeah, with this thing up so much, I just kind of see this continuing on. And you also have to ask, why is Bitcoin shooting up like this? this is not a normal market. I mean, you look over a longer term, and basically over like 2 months, this thing has tripled pretty much. So this is crazy, and I kind of think that this is signifying, people wanting to get into cryptocurrencies, maybe get out of their fiat currencies, get into crypto, something that's a little more secure and sort of transparent. So maybe that's some of the moves that we're seeing, just kind of getting out of banking or other forms of assets. Who knows the exact reason, but it just seems like that really piqued my interest because, this market has just exploded over these last few months, and there's got to be a reason behind it, So let's look here at the 4-hour chart just to see a little bit closer what happened today. So yeah, we weren't able to hold the cloud here. Kind of spiked through it a few times, but then we did get that close below, and then it just dropped more. Kind of rebounded back, and now it's sort of having problems at this first layer of blue lines. So, when we're above the lines, then these lines act as support. But now that we're below them, they're acting as resistance. So you can see that, we tried to push through this, but it's kind of getting caught at that line. So it might take some more time to work through this and get these lines to kind of level out and then turn back up. So just zoom in here. Here's the 1 hour. So yeah, again, you can definitely see the sort of downward slopes here on the 1 hour. Although we are starting to see a recovery. So, lows of 2320, maybe 2300, back to 2400. So it's definitely recovering, but yeah, it just stinks that it fell that much. Then down on the 5-minute, so we were down here below the cloud, and we did break through it. This is sort of that turnaround in the 5-minute, and then got some support here from the cloud after a little bit of a pullback on the super short term chart, and now it's starting to recover. So the worst could be behind us. We could move up from here, or we could just kind of crash through this again. So really hard to tell, but I think that once we've tested this this long-term support, I think we might end up having another scenario like this where it'll just kind of rebound off that. Another thing I wanted to point out is something about my Genesis mining account. So, I've opened 3 mining contracts here in Genesis mining, and one was in Bitcoin. I kind of upgraded it so I have a little more power going on, but I just have the basic Ether and Monero contracts. But one thing I noticed today was they have this feature that's called mining allocation. So you can go into this and basically select how you want to be paid for the mining that you're doing. And so for example, Ether mining here, I just noticed that I can get paid out actually for my Ether in Bitcoin. They also have a few others here like Steam, Ethereum Classic, so you can kind of pick what you want to be sort of paid out in. So I think the way this works is that it will still produce Ether tokens that it mines, but then it converts it into a Bitcoin at just the regular exchange rate for that, that day or whatever. So I had this idea though that I could shift everything to Bitcoin, and then even though all my contracts are kind of different, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, I could be getting paid out all in Bitcoin, and so my payouts, instead of being kind of every 5 days or so, I think it's going to be a lot quicker that I could get paid out kind of all in Bitcoin, and then receive payments just in the one kind of format. And then I could exchange them in another, either on Coinbase or I also found this new hardware wallet called Exodus. So I've been playing around with that a lot, and it's been really cool. But it allows you to exchange currencies there. So this is my little Exodus wallet, and right now I just sent a little 0.01 Bitcoin to it, so I only have $24 in there. But this was pretty cool because it kind of shows you your overall portfolio. So right now, I'm 100% Bitcoin, but if I transfer my Ethereum and my Litecoin in here, then this percentage will probably, update to whatever percentage of my portfolio. So I thought this was a cool little program, and it also holds kind of a lot of different kinds of coins and currencies here. So that was really cool. I am really liking this Exodus wallet. But here, I think you can also, like, if I wanted to, here's Exchange. So yeah, they have a separate tab for it. But yeah, you can go to your Bitcoin and exchange it for, Ethereum, Litecoin. It ties into Shapeshift and then allows you to just do an instantaneous kind of transfer to different coins. So I was thinking, yeah, if I kept everything in Bitcoin, I could divide it out as I see fit. Or, if Litecoin drops like a lot one day, and maybe I want to look at exchanging some Bitcoin for Litecoin, and then when it comes back up, maybe I convert it back, So that would be a way to kind of trade it. Although I think this website doesn't really let you get exact like limit orders or anything. It's more just like a market value at the current rate. But it's definitely something to look into, and I really like the interface in this. So yeah, this Exodus wallet is I'm probably just going to end up keeping things here when I get a certain amount of coins collected or mined, and just keep them here safe on my desktop. And as far as I know, the private keys are encrypted in your computer, so it seems secure. I need to do a little bit more research on the exact security of these things, because I don't want to lose any money to hacking, or if my computer crashes or whatever. So that's why I only have $24 in here, because I'm still kind of testing it out. But I think this is going to be a pretty cool way to store my coins and at least get them off the Coinbase exchange. So if anyone's looking into this kind of stuff, you can look into that. It's called Exodus Wallet. So anyway, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later.